didn't know we existed. Not a single one of us. But the moment I found out he was alive, I knew we had to bring him home. Welcome to Phoenix Fortis, where stories of resilience, hope, and redemption take flight. I'm your host, Diane. Today, we're sharing a letter from Natalie, a young woman whose life changed with a single, unexpected phone call. It came from a local street outreach team. They had just helped rescue an elderly man, alone, living in his car, struggling to survive. His name was Alan, and as it turned out, he was Natalie's grandfather. There's a quiet dignity in aging, especially in a world that too often forgets the elderly. One line from this story has stayed with me. I didn't think anyone would ever care about me again. You'll hear those words later. They're simple, but they echo. This story is a reminder that even when someone loses their place in the world, compassion and persistence can help them find their way back. It's about family, lost, found, and fiercely embraced. It's a testament to how the smallest acts, a knock on a window, a warm meal, a kind word, can open doors long thought sealed. And above all, it's about this powerful truth. No one is ever too far gone to come home. Here is Natalie's letter. Dear Diane, I never knew my mother's biological father. She was adopted as a baby, and all she had of him was a name. Alan. A name whispered, barely remembered, a faint echo from a past sealed away. We never thought we'd hear it again, at least not like this. Then one day, the phone rang. A soft, cautious voice introduced themselves from a local outreach team. They'd found a man living alone in his car. He was 77 years old, malnourished, anxious, disoriented. During intake, they asked his name. He said Alan. One social worker, driven by instinct or maybe something deeper, decided to dig. That search led to a decades-old adoption file and a possible family tree. I remember the call came while I was making tea. My mom was folding laundry nearby. As I repeated what the outreach worker told me, she froze, just stood there, holding a towel to her chest, not saying a word. Then, out of nowhere, tears, not loud sobs, just this quiet unraveling, like something long held had finally given way. We had no idea he was still alive, let alone living like that. We moved fast. Within days, I was standing in the doorway of an assisted living facility. It was warm, quiet, like a place trying hard to feel like home. I remember the smell of fresh linens and overcooked vegetables. I was nervous. My hands kept fussing with the photo in my coat pocket. When they brought him into the room, he looked so much smaller than I imagined. Fragile, but still proud. Like someone who wasn't ready to be seen in pieces. He didn't speak at first, just looked at me, eyes narrowed, searching, like he was trying to place me in some dusty corner of memory. I gently showed him a photo, an old picture of my mom as a child smiling in the sunlight. His expression shifted, his lips trembled, his eyes started to glisten, and in a voice so faint I almost missed it, he whispered, "I didn't think anyone would ever care about me again." Alan's story was heartbreakingly simple. He'd lived with his partner, Susan, for over 20 years. They weren't married, but she was his family. After she died, her adult son inherited the house. Alan said the conversation lasted 5 minutes. "You're not on the deed, you've got 2 weeks." He packed his things into the Buick and drove. He didn't know where to go. He didn't want to ask for help. So he disappeared. And that was it. Just like that. No lease, no family, no income, no one to call. He'd never been homeless before, never imagined he could be, but fear and pride held him in place. So he slept in parking lots, lived out of his car, and slowly disappeared into the margins. That's where the SOS street team found him. But they didn't force help. They showed up, gently, consistently, with food, hygiene supplies, and kindness. They listened. They honored his pace. And trust, fragile, hard-won, began to grow. Then one day, Alan said yes, and that one quiet yes changed everything. He got a bed, meals, medical care, safety. And because of that yes, he got us. Once we knew, we came running. Cousins, grandchildren, nieces he'd never met. We all began visiting. We brought photo albums, old letters, warm meals, and time. We told him stories about us, about Mom, about the years he thought were lost. One day, we brought an old VHS tape we'd digitized, footage from a birthday party in the 90s. My mom was in it, holding a cake, laughing with a paper crown on her head. Alan stared at the screen like it was a window to another life. And when she laughed, he smiled. A slow, soft smile that crept up his face like it hadn't been used in years. For the first time in decades, Alan didn't feel like a ghost. He felt seen. He felt loved. You were never invisible to us, Alan. We just hadn't found you yet. But now we have. And we're not letting go. Thank you for letting me tell his story. With love, Natalie. What a powerful, life-affirming letter. Natalie's story reminds us that sometimes the smallest acts, showing up, reaching out, believing someone still matters, can lead to the most extraordinary homecomings. It's far too easy for someone to slip through the cracks. But, as this story shows, it only takes one moment of kindness, one outstretched hand, to begin pulling someone back into the light. My heart goes out to the outreach workers who didn't give up on Alan, and to Natalie and her family, who welcomed him not as a burden, but as a blessing. Proof that it's never too late to be remembered, never too late to be loved. And when Alan saw that old photo, his daughter as a child, and said, "I didn't think anyone would ever care about me again," that line, it hit me like a whisper across time. It's the kind of sentence that breaks your heart, not with drama, but with truth. Because it reminds us there are people all around us who've stopped believing they matter, not because they've done something wrong, but because life, over time, made them feel invisible. But Natalie showed up, and that changed everything. One person saw him, and in that one moment, he became real again. That's the power of being remembered, the power of being found. If you've ever rediscovered a lost connection, helped someone rebuild from the margins, or received love when you thought no one was coming, we invite you to share your story with us. And if you're listening right now, feeling unseen or forgotten, please know this: you are not invisible. You are not alone. There are people who care. There are hands reaching out. And there is always hope. To all our listeners, whether you've lost someone, found someone, or are still searching for your place in this world, may you remember this. Love has a way of circling back, even when the path feels broken. Sometimes the people we thought were gone forever are simply waiting for the right moment to be found. And sometimes we discover we're the ones being found too. Don't give up on connection. Not with others, and not with yourself. This has been Phoenix Fortis, where stories of resilience, hope, and redemption take flight. I'm Diane. We'll be back soon with another story of rescue, reunion, and the quiet beauty of being remembered. Until then, be kind, reach out, and if you'd like more from Diane's Hard Truths, don't miss our Phoenix Fortis shorts, brief reflections on the moments that shape us. And as always, keep rising.